So, quick video on extending already built-in widgets in Flutter to, well, make your own custom versions of them. I'm very much a fan of those because if you wrap those standard widgets into your own custom versions, then you can kind of do well, all kinds of customization, and it makes refactoring a code and changing the look and feel of your application a lot more simple. So most of the pages are built around a scaffold, and I've made my own custom scaffold to make sure that everything is displayed the way that I want. And for instance, something that I've been struggling with is that when I display a keyboard, you want to click outside the keyboard so that it goes away. And in Android, that seems to happen automatically, but on iOS, it's just a bit weird. So I wrapped my scaffold in a gesture detector, which basically says if you click anywhere outside a regular control, like a list box or something, you will lose the focus. And this causes actually is now giving me the correct behavior, that when I have a text field somewhere inside this scaffold, inside a list view, for instance, which is then inside this scaffold, and I click inside a text input box, then the keyboard pops up, and when I click out of it, the keyboard goes down again. So for some reason that doesn't happen by default, so I've added this to my default scaffold. Now, sometimes I want my scaffold to have a bottom navigation bar or a floating action button, and sometimes an image provider. That will be nice as well. Sometimes actions, for instance, a search button on the top right. Those are actions. Sometimes a drawer, which is display on the left. So with the whole Flutter sound null safety, I'm making sure to say, hey, they can be null. When I don't supply them, they won't be null. And when I do, I can still supply them if I want. So I'm making them optional parameters and then attaching the question mark to it. So what I do with the app bar, my app bar is quite big, as you see. The app bar can, in my case, contain an image as background. So when I do provide an image provider, which is an optional parameter here, I say, okay, use it to cover the area with an opacity of 0.5, and if not, just display a null container and will be empty. And it's all wrapped into a flexible space. And I'm also making sure that if I supply a title, it's then wrapped in auto-size text. So whenever I'm supplying too large of a title for the app bar to contain, then the font is automatically scaled down. Now this works fine because the app bar is wrapped inside a preferred size container, which has fixed sizing, which obviously the auto size text needs. You need constrained sizes, otherwise it won't know how far to scale down the font. So that's why I've wrapped my app bar into a preferred size, and also to give it a little bit more height. Now the body is then wrapped into a save area. That's a save area was designed to make sure you don't display stuff within the new kind of notches, like from the iPhone 10 onwards, you have those notches, which makes some parts of the screen not visible. So that's why you have the save area. And I'm optionally supplying these arguments. So there you go. This is my... And this saves me from typing the code every time, and this makes sure that I have a nice custom scaffold, which by default only needs a title and a body, and you can supply the rest of the arguments as optional. So this is what I use throughout my entire app. Thanks for watching.